28 Ways to Add Retro Style to Every Room. A mid-century daybed reupholstered in orange tweed fabric anchors this tiny living room seen on HomePolish. A retro striped camping blanket adds to the sofa's charming appeal. On the right is a burgundy leather armchair from the 1970s. Several entryway essentials make this tiny foyer by the designers at Studio McGee so appealing. The iron and leather bench is an industrial charmer. Both the analog clock and sports pendant are vintage reproductions with a distinct yesteryear vibe. The wicker basket is a mid-century-inspired accent that doubles as storage. Decorating with vintage-inspired toys is a fun and affordable way to add a little retro style. In this small New York City bedroom by the New Design Project, a reproduction tin robot it cost less than $25, becomes whimsical decor. This Danish mid-century modern sofa from the 1960s is the perfect fit for this small living room by French interior designer Marion Alberge. Paired with simple furnishings and pops of color, it creates a sense of spaciousness in a small room. This retro kitchen by Jackson Design and Remodeling takes a step back in time without forfeiting contemporary conveniences. In this sleek 1960s ranch house remodeled by Jennifer Weiss Architecture, mid-century-inspired tile adds old-school interest to a fireplace wall. Classic furniture contributes to the home's retro appeal. On the left is a Woom chair and ottoman set by Eero Saarinen for Knoll. The coffee table, which has a rosewood top, is also by Saarinen. Make washing your clothes more enjoyable with these stylish decorating ideas by Harvey Jones. Shaker cabinets in vintage pastel shades give this laundry room a cheerful twist. A laundrette display sign adds a nostalgic spin. Additional retro touches that are also charming include a vintage-inspired radio and a colorful, tiny tile backsplash. Modern farmhouse accents can give a space a little retro appeal. In this garage conversion by Spazio Designs Los Angeles, shiplap wall paneling adds old-school character to a newly remodeled bathroom. Mixing furniture and decorative accents from different periods is a great way to personalize a space. Case in point, this chic bungalow by interior design firm Shear & Company. If vintage decor is not your thing, you can get a retro look using brand new furniture as shown in this space by Kelly Martin Interiors. If we created a time capsule for 1960s decor, it would include the iconic bamboo swing chair shown on the left. This retro Brooklyn loft by Elizabeth Roberts Architecture and Design also features an exemplar from the Art Deco age, the bamboo pretzel sofa by Paul Frankel. Topping off the floor is a flocati rug, which was a staple in fashion-forward homes throughout the 1970s. The red trough sink in this bathroom by Godrich Interiors pours on the retro charm. The subway tile backsplash, by contrast, keeps the look a bit more contemporary. Interior stylist, Ricky Snyder transformed a boring wall into a retro feature thanks to a quirky collection of vintage globes and old-school desks. The hanging chairs add a touch of whimsy to the overall look. This mod bedroom by Jeffrey DeSouza Interior Design has several eye-catching retro accents. The green shag rug is a shout-out to the 1970s. The mid-century-inspired table lamps are ceramic. In the foreground is a vintage chair and ottoman set called Woom by Eero Saarinen. The interior designers at Havenly call this colorful and mod interior Mrs. Hula Hut. The retro living room has deep, mid-century modern roots from the playful color scheme to the low-slung furniture. Whimsical vintage accents including the barware on the salmon console and the pink flamingo bust over the wall planter complete the look. Nothing transforms a space like a chic, vintage sideboard. The best part? You can find a decent selection at most large flea markets. You can use this piece of classic furniture in any room to add retro flair as shown in this home staged by design company Taylor & Taylor. Filling an empty wall with a large vintage map is a great way to add retro style to any room. In this Brooklyn nursery by Lindsay McRae Interiors, a set of pull-down school maps make a quirky statement. The force is with this vintage-inspired bedroom by Joni at Lay Baby Lay. Setting the tone for this retro-futuristic space are the Prince of Boba Fett and Han Solo from the 1980 Star Wars film, The Empire Strikes Back. The faux wrought iron bed frames have that old-timey look without the hefty price tag. The Sputnik-style ceiling fixture enhances the room's sci-fi vibe. The blogger behind Design Attractor says decorating his retro living room is a never-ending story. Near the back wall is a chic mid-century console. The plants on top give the space a 1970s vibe. The white molded plastic rocker is by Eames. The leather accent chair is a flea market find. The retro coffee pot is vintage enamel. The white bookcase is from IKEA. Old paintings by amateur artists add retro zest to a contemporary space. In this room, by interior design firm Studio McGee, thrift store art elevates a white IKEA shelving unit. Repurposed cabinets and vintage task lighting give this cozy bedroom by Elizabeth Roberts architecture and design old-fashioned appeal. Warm, rustic features keep the industrial style from overpowering a small space. Mid-century modern design inspired this New York City bachelor pad by Label Studio. The apartment also features a few industrial elements. Vintage furniture is ideal for tiny spaces because homes used to be much smaller. In this 530 square foot Paris apartment by Marion Alberge, an old wood desk and a vintage bookcase are both retro pieces that make the most of modest floor space. A kitchen stuck in the 1970s gets a refresh by Holly Mathis Interiors. The result is a bright, white space brimming with enduring style. The checkered, black and white floor, which is reminiscent of vintage diners, gives the kitchen a pinch of retro flavor. Nothing adds retro glamour to a space like a gossip bench. It was a nice to have when telephones were stationary objects. The one in this entryway by Havenly is a new piece of furniture by Jonathan Adler. This minty fresh living room by Dream Green DIY has many retro accents, but two things, in particular, grabbed our attention. Anchoring the space is a teak console. On top is a cute record player by Crosley. This adorable cottage kitchen by Sarah Phipps Design packs a lot retro charm. The wood planks used to create the feature wall came from the home. The kitchen cabinets were picked up for cheap at a local thrift store. The pink, vintage-inspired fridge is by Smeg. The task light over the sink is the Starfire Radial Wave Reflector Gooseneck Light by Barn Light Electric. A kitschy squirrel pattern wallpaper by Amy Wilder anchors this retro bedroom by James Wagman Architect. Next to the bed is a mid-century classic, the sculpture nightstand by Haywood Wakefield. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos. And please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm.